talks held between Chief Advisor and East Timor's President as both the countries signed two instruments, one on visa exemption for diplomatic and official passport holders and a no on establishment of bilateral consultation mechanism. Chief Advisor and East Timor's President addressed joint press conference expressing hope that bilateral relations, especially in the areas of trade and investment between Bangladesh and East Timor, will advance further.
Trade and investments continue and expand.
To expand economic trade relations. And I think we can import more, Timor-Leste import more from Bangladesh.
Victory Day tomorrow, the most glorious day in the history of Bangladesh. The day to be celebrated this year in a different perspective in context of July-August mass uprising. People want to see the interim government succeed, says BNP Acting Chairman Tariq Rahman at a Victory Day discussion. Government to provide dearness allowance for officials and employees under a two-step scheme. Retired officials and employees will also get the benefits, says Senior Secretary of Public Administration Ministry. U.S. officials keeping direct contact with Syrian rebels on formation of government while Russia decides not to withdraw its military bases despite retreat from the battlefield. And Bangladesh to face West Indies tomorrow in the first T20 of three-match series in Kingston. Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is Upama Shah with you, welcoming you to the news at 10. You have just heard the headlines, now moving on to the details. Bangladesh and East Timor have signed an agreement on visa exemption for diplomatic and official passport holders. The two nations also inked a memorandum of understanding on establishment of bilateral consultation mechanism. The two instruments were signed in presence of East Timor's President Jose Ramos Horta and Chief Advisor Professor Mohamed Yunus at the Chief Advisor's office today. Foreign Advisor Mohamed Tauhid Hussein and East Timor's Foreign Minister Bendito dos Santos Freitas inked the Memorandum of Understanding on establishment of bilateral consultation mechanism. On the other hand, Home Advisor Lieutenant General retired Jahangir Alam Chowdhury and East Timor's Foreign Minister signed the agreement on visa exemption for diplomatic and official passport holders of the two countries. Later, East Timor's President Jose Ramos Horta and Chief Advisor Professor Mohamed Yunus spoke at a joint press conference. Chief Advisor Professor Mohamed Yunus vowed that the relationship between Bangladesh and Timor-Leste will continue to grow and expand. The Chief Advisor said they discussed how Rohingyas could be repatriated to Myanmar, seeking the support of Timor-Leste in all international forums to this end.
Our relationship on trade and investments continue and expand. And His Excellency has invited all our investors in Bangladesh to come and invest in East Timor. And we'll be very happy to encourage to build the relationship which started with the birth of East Timor, continue to be bigger with the support from His Excellency's office and the people of East Timor. We are very close friends, both countries. Particularly East Timor can be very helpful for us to play a role, mediating role between Myanmar and Bangladesh to repatriate all the Rohingyas from Bangladesh back to Myanmar. So I hope we are looking forward to take advantage of that skill together with the friendship that he has for all countries, Myanmar and Bangladesh and his own, to make a peaceful solution to the problem in the Rohingya things. So our relationship grows stronger as we visit each other and see the opportunities for each other in both countries and continue to achieve those things.
President of Timor-Leste Jose Ramos Horta urged Bangladesh business firms to come up with their investment in Timor-Leste. Stressing the need for boosting economic and trade relations between the two nations, Ramos Horta said, East Timor can import more from Bangladesh and invites Bangladeshi companies to come in Timor-Leste.
To expand economic trade relations, and I think we can import more, Timor-Leste import more from Bangladesh, and we invite Bangladeshi companies to come and look for Timor-Leste, because by next year we will join ASEAN and will be part of a region of 700 million people.
Earlier, the delegation of East Timor, led by President Jose Ramos Horta, held a bilateral meeting with the delegation of Bangladesh, led by Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus. Different issues of bilateral interests, including trade and investment, education, health and cultural, were discussed at the meeting. Earlier, they held an one-to-one meeting. Later, East Timor President signed the visitor's book. Earlier, Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus at his office welcomed East Timor's President Jose Ramos Horta. BNP International Affairs Secretary Barrister Nasiruddin Oshim and President of Bangladesh Football Federation Tabit Awal paid a courtesy of bilateral interests. BNP leader Ishraq Hussain was present. Earlier, Foreign Advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hussain paid a courtesy call on East Timor's President Jose Ramos Horta at Hotel Shonarga this morning. They discussed different issues of bilateral interests. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Affairs Advisor Soida Rizwana Hassan, officials of the Foreign Ministry and representatives of the two countries were present. Besides, East Timor's President Jose Ramos Horta went to the cantonment this morning. Chief Advisor Dr. Mohammad Yunus welcomed him. The East Timor President was accorded Guard of Honor on behalf of the three services at Shikha Onirban. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus hosted a dinner and cultural function in honor of visiting East Timor President Jose Ramos Horta at the ballroom of Pan-Pacific Shonarga Hotel in the capital today. East Timor's President Jose Ramos Horta was received by the Chief Advisor on his arrival at the hotel. Both of them enjoyed the cultural program. Members of the Advisory Council, delegation of Timor-Leste and invited guests were present on the occasion. The nation is set to celebrate the Victory Day tomorrow, the most precious day of the Bengalis, as the country was liberated from the Pakistani occupation forces on that day in 1971 after a 9-month-long blood-stained war of liberation. On December 16 in 1971, Bangladesh was born as an independent country at the cost of supreme sacrifice of the 3 million people and the honor of nearly 500,000 women. The programs marking the Victory Day will include a 31-gun salute, placing of wreaths at the monuments to pay homage to martyrs, hoisting of the national flags atop all government, semi-government and private offices, as well as offices of autonomous bodies across the country. President Mohammad Shahabuddin and Chief Advisor Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus will pay homage to the martyrs of the Liberation War by placing wreaths at the National Memorial at Savar on the outskirts of the capital with the rise of the sun on Monday. They will be followed by the family members of Veer Shreshthas, wounded freedom fighters and other valiant freedom fighters led by the Liberation War Affairs Advisor. Later, foreign diplomats, leaders of different political and social organizations and people from all walks of life will place wreaths to pay homage to the martyrs. The President will host a reception at Bongo Bhavan on Victory Day. The day is a public holiday. Important buildings and structures will be illuminated. Special prayers will be offered at mosques and other places of worship seeking eternal peace of the souls of martyrs of the Liberation War and peace, progress and prosperity of the country. President Mohammad Shahabuddin and Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus have given separate messages on the eve of the Victory Day. In his message, President Mohammad Shahabuddin urged all concerned to contribute more from their respective positions to build a corruption and exploitation-free country, as well as implement the Liberation War goals being imbued with the spirit and values of the anti-discrimination movement in 2024. The President hoped that the dream to build a discrimination and corruption-free Bangladesh that people envisioned through the student mass uprising in July-August this year will be realized soon. In his message, Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus vowed to work together to build a developed, prosperous and well-governed Bangladesh as the interim government had been formed through the mass uprising of the students, workers and people. Recalling the supreme sacrifices of the brave martyrs of the freedom struggle with due respect, the Chief Advisor said the Victory Day is not only our source of pride, but also our oath day. The oath is to remain united, protect the sovereignty of the country, and uphold the spirit of the Liberation War, he added. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus released a commemorative postage stamp of Taka 10 on the occasion of the Great Victory Day. He also released an opening day cover of Taka 10 and a data card worth Taka 5 at a ceremony at the State Guest House, Jamuna this afternoon. Posts and Telecommunication Advisor Muhammad Nahil Islam, Chief Advisor's Principal Secretary Muhammad Sirajuddin Mia, and Posts and Telecommunications Secretary Dr. Muhammad Mushfiqur Rahman were present on the occasion. At the function, Nahil Islam presented the Chief Advisor a commemorative mailbox and a book titled Natural Beauty and Wildlife. Home Advisor Lieutenant General Retired Muhammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhary said that measures have been taken so that everyone can observe the Victory Day in a festive mood as well as hassle-free and amidst foolproof security. He informed this to newsmen after the meeting of Advisory Council on Law and Order at the Secretariat today. The Home Advisor further said that police patrol have been reinforced at night to check hijacking in the capital. Talking about Bishoy Ijtema, he mentioned that a meeting will again be held between the two groups on 18th December. Members of Advisory Council on Law and Order attended the meeting presided over by the Home Advisor. Speaking at the meeting, LGRD and Cooperatives Advisor Asif Mahmoud Shajib Bhuya said that instruction has been given to gear up arrest drive against those of the fascist government who went into hiding, those against whom specific cases filed, and those who are engaged in ill attempt to create chaos and indiscipline. Law enforcing agencies will keep an eye so that none can create indiscipline during the observance of the day, he added. British High Commissioner Sarah Cook called on the Chief Advisor's Special Envoy for International Affairs Lutfi Siddiqui at his office in Dhaka today. During the meeting, they discussed areas of cooperation between the two countries. Lutfi Siddiqui thanked the High Commissioner for timely assistance that the UK is currently providing to interim government of Bangladesh. The areas of cooperation include technical assistance in the financial sector and in implementation of governance reforms. BNP Acting Chairman Tariq Rahman has said the countryman wants to see the success of the interim government. He said this while addressing a discussion arranged on the occasion of Victory Day at Engineers Institution in the capital today. Joining the program virtually, the BNP Acting Chairman called upon the party leaders and activists to stand beside the people to win their heart. Presided over by BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir, the meeting was also addressed by central leaders including BNP Standing Committee member Dr. Khandakar Musharraf Hussain, Dr. Moin Khan, Nazrul Islam Khan, Salahuddin Ahmed, Selima Rahman and Dr. A.Z.M. Zahid Hussain. BNP has sought action against party-biased and corrupt officials working in the administration during the last 16 years. The party made the demand in a series of recommendations submitted to the Public Administration Reform Commission today. A delegation led by BNP Chairperson's Advisory Council member Ismail Jabirullah submitted the short, medium and long-term recommendations to Senior Secretary to the Ministry of Public Administration Mohammad Mukhlesur Rahman at the Secretariat today. Ismail Jabirullah disclosed the information to the journalists after submitting the recommendations. In the recommendations, BNP also called for immediate identification of partisan and corrupt officials who have been working in the administration during the last 16 years of the autocratic Awami League regime. The BNP committee also suggested giving promotion of honest and meritorious officials who were made OSD and sent to compulsory retirement in the last 15 years. Service on 20.5 kilometers route under BRT project from airport to Shibari has been launched today. Road Transport and Bridges Advisor Mohammad Fozul Kabir Khan inaugurated the service at the BRT project's bus depot in Gazipur's Shibari this morning. Primarily, 10 buses will move on the route. The advisory said BRTC bus service has been launched for the convenience of Gazipur residents. He also instructed the authorities concerned to complete the entire work of the project quickly. The existing road from the airport to Gazipur Chaurasta has been upgraded to 8 lanes under the BRT project. The Gazipur airport corridor will be free from the traffic congestion and safe once the BRT system is fully introduced. As a result, the passengers of northern districts Mymensingh and Sylhet will be able to travel safely and timely during Eid and other times. 4 pairs of new commuter trains have been launched on the Dhaka-Joydepur-Dhaka railway route, aiming to improve communication between the capital and Gazipur. These commuter trains started plying since this morning. Railways advisor Mohammad Fozul Kabir Khan officially inaugurated the trains at Joydepur Railway Junction in Gazipur this morning. While inaugurating Dhaka-bound Turak commuter train, he said from now on, day laborers and workers along with the office goers can move easily within short time. He said similar services will soon be rolled out for Narshingdi-Dhaka and Naranganj-Dhaka routes in the future. The new commuter trains are Turak Commuter 1, Turak Commuter 2, Turak Commuter 3, Turak Commuter 4, Joydepur Commuter 1, Joydepur Commuter 2, Joydepur Commuter 3 and Joydepur Commuter 4. These trains will make stops at the Tejgao, Bonani, Tongi, Dhirashram and airport stations. People from a variety of social classes and occupations welcomed the launch of these new demo trains and expressed their satisfaction. Senior Secretary of the Ministry of Public Administration, Mohammad Mokhlisur Rahman, has said that government officials and employees will receive a dearness allowance. Speaking at a press conference today on the report of the Dearness Allowance and Deprivation Elimination Committee, he said that employees on post-retirement leave will also be entitled to this allowance, marking a significant extension of the benefit. Mokhlisur Rahman further explained that the Finance Department has already constituted a committee to decide the percentage of the dearness allowance that will be provided to government employees. The committee is expected to finalize the details soon. Regarding percentage, he said that the committee will recommend the percentage to be given. Former officer in charge of Jatrabari Police Station, Abul Hassan, has been interrogated at the International Crimes Tribunal (ICT) office in connection with the July-August genocide case. He was brought to the safe home of the investigation agency of ICT in Dhanmondi from Kashimpur jail this morning. On December 12, the tribunal allowed Abul Hassan to be interrogated in the custody of the investigations agency following an application by the prosecution. Officer in charge Abul Hassan was shown arrested in the connection with the murder of college student Imam Hassan Taim at Kajla in Jatrabari on July 20th. The police officer was arrested from Teknaf 16 Armed Police Battalion in Cox's Bazar on September 16th. At a press conference on December 12th, the Chief Prosecutor of the International Crimes Tribunal, Tajul Islam, said the biggest genocide in the July-August revolution occurred in the capital's Jatrabari area. About 400 people were killed in Jatrabari area. Many were killed by brush fire even after lying wounded. Former Jatrabari Police Station officer in charge Abul Hassan played a key role in the genocide. Now, international news.